Hey there, everybody. Welcome back. We are back in Luxembourg again, where we have been spending a lot of time lately, it seems like. Um, Devil's Tower. There's no tower. Okay, so that's why we got to ask about that. So we got a fair amount of stuff to do in this area. So if I pop off this, let's see. Report back to Necker, tell Monsieur Raymond. They're probably in this. I think they're right in the same area, or they're in the same building. So I think the first thing we're going to do is figure out where my girl here is hiding. And then we'll head back to the two of them, who are, I think, still hanging out in the convent. Hey, dude. You get an alchemical capsule, and you get an alchemical capsule, and you get an alchemical capsule. Suddenly really curious about whatever's up there. Alright. Not getting distracted. We got stuff to do. Ah, dude! I appreciate you electrocuting your friends for me. Come on. Alright, is that everybody? Yeah, okay. Oh, come on, really? Fine, I'll go around. Ah! Okay, so I gotta, what, get, like... That's where I just was. Am I going backwards? I'm going backwards. No. I'm not. Probably not the best use of my money, but I'm really curious about a couple of these weapons. Like, this looks like it'll be better once I level it up. And I never use the shield. I mean, I really don't use the gun all that often anymore anyway, but I definitely never use the shield. And the notion of being able to freeze somebody and then electrocute them is appealing, so... Alright, so now I gotta get through all of this. No? Wait. Okay. So I gotta go down this way to get across. You'd think I'd have this area on lockdown by now as many times as we've passed through here, but I just don't. Oh, there it is right there. Okay. The Palais. Again. No, shoot. Because I can't get over that. Alright, I gotta go the other way. Or not. So wait a minute, what did I do when I first got here then? How do I get to that? Oh, this game needs a map. Wait. Are there two? Or is that the only one? Looks like there was this back here. Okay, so... No, there's something else to the left over here. I'm not making this up. Okay, right here. Nothing in there. Nobody in there to talk to. Nope. There we go. Okay. Every time I think I'm getting close, So head back in here. Now we're in the gardens.
At a nice's hiding place. A fight took place here.
Nice. It is here in the sacred temple of nature where, fleeing the company of men, I enjoy my cherished solitude, that I feel closest to you.
Franciscus Antonius. What unusual names. Whose king could this be? Perhaps the guests at the Cordelier can enlighten me.
Alright, so what we're going to do, and they kind of just led us to that, is we're going to go ahead and use a carriage coin. Carriage token. Make sure this is not the one. Okay. And now that we're here, we're a lot closer to all of the various things that we have to do over there, which will surely be 100 years of talking. But we're only 12 minutes into the episode, so... 13 and a half. Everybody sit down! Let's just talk to everybody.
Monsieur le Marquis.
I'm listening, Aegis.
Franciscus Antonius. Do these names mean anything specific to you?
Francois Antoine. Hold on. Of course. That's the master arquebusier who killed the beast of Gévaudan. The affair took place during the reign of Louis the Beloved, just a few leagues from the castle where I grew up. I was still a young boy, but I remember it like it was yesterday. It caused a stir all over the country.
I doubt that it has anything to do with my case.
I don't know. I'll let you be the judge of that.
Monsieur le Marquis.
I'm listening, Aegis.
Goodbye, Monsieur le Marquis.
Alright, well, that's him. Now you. I got all sorts of stuff to tell you.
Madame? Eh bien, do you come bearing good news?
Your wife. You may rest easy, monsieur. Your wife escaped the massacre. She returned home and left you this letter.
Mon Dieu. She's going to meet our daughter and son-in-law at our charity hospital.
She may already be there.
Madame, I did not dare to dream of such an outcome. My wife and daughter. Can you imagine? And I thought I had lost both of them. The three of us will be able to leave the kingdom and put these horrors behind us forever.
What about the bonds?
Oh, the bonds. Do with them as you see fit. As long as the king does not use them. As for me,
Oh, wow.
I'm going to find my family at once. Thank you. From the bottom of my heart. I pray that your efforts will be successful. Adieu, madame. Adieu.
Minister Necker has given his bonds to me.
That's quite a nice little sum. Can you imagine? That's 1/5 of the kingdom's entire wealth.
Wealth that the king squanders for his personal benefit according to his whims.
Ma foi. Monsieur Necker certainly has been very generous to his adoptive country.
Generous? I have my doubts. The loan was granted at a very high rate. So high, in fact, that it would have dug the deficit into an even deeper state of abyss.
Eh bien, messieurs. To what use shall we employ this boonful fortune?
Well, no, that's
If I
my
could
money.
spend it, I'd do everything I could to return to the people their confiscated freedom. To begin, I would get them the bread they so sorely need. It is only after the scourge of famine has been vanquished that armed patriots might then be able to rise up against despotism.
And where will you find wheat, Robespierre? Will you steal it from under the noses of the automats who have sworn to destroy the human race? As for arming the people, this is another one of your delusions. How could your ragged pack of wretches win any sort of battle that'd be unable to lift a sword?
When you insult the people, you insult me, Monsieur de Lafayette.
I am not insulting anyone, Robespierre. But I happen to know what it takes to fight, unlike you. Monsieur, I was but a lad of 15 when I took up arms, and everyone here knows my role in the liberation of America from British rule. If you allow me to dispose of these bonds, I will found an army that will annihilate the Clockwork King's diabolical machines. As soon as I have the opportunity to leave Paris, I will rally the officers and troops that are stationed in the provinces. Then, I will call for a mass uprising. I will have more than enough money to pay their wages and procure the weapons we need.
And you will have obedient troops at your beck and call, ready to repress anyone who challenges your power.
These troops will only serve the will of the people. I swear it.
Are you sure that the king has spared the rest of the kingdom, Monsieur le Marquis?
I am almost certain of it, mon père. Despite all of his resources, the king does not have enough manpower to occupy all the garrisons in the country.
Aegis, no member of this assembly can force your hand. The choice is yours. To whom will you entrust Monsieur Necker's bonds?
Monsieur Necker. I mean, dude, I'm an American.
General de Lafayette. I have decided to use these bonds for your cause. I urge you to put them to good use.
You've made the right choice, Dancer. Only professional soldiers and well-trained conscripts stand a chance of winning back the kingdom.
And of course, the people will have to kneel before their liberators. History will
Shut up,
recall
Robespierre.
that sad day when we had to put our fate in the hands of an automat. If only her creator had given her a heart. Alas, she could not help but be blind to the people's misfortune.
All right. Took care of that. Took care of that. So I still have questioning to do. That's interesting. Okay.
Monsieur Raymond.
Go on, Aegis.
And no audio.
Rather, with the king's support, they plan to replace them with automat harvesters. The Count of Cagliostro is behind the plan.
Ma foi. But such a plan would certainly only improve the lot of these unfortunate people.
You are mistaken, mon père. If the planters get their way, they will have a greater need of slaves than ever. Only this time, they intend to slaughter them to power their machines.
Par tous les saints.
4 days ago, the Paris Guard captured 100 black people. They were to be sacrificed as part of an experiment to test the effectiveness of the automat harvesters. Luckily, I was able to prevent the massacre.
Where are they now?
In a place they call the Dépôt des Noirs. I don't know where it is, but I managed to get the key. It bears the inscription, Tour du Diable.
The Devil's Tower is a prison in Vincennes, within the chateau walls.
That's 3 leagues from here. We'll only be able to free the prisoners once we're able to move freely ourselves.
At least they were spared the fate that the king and his accomplices had planned for them.
And what will you do with the 2 servants you employ, Monsieur Raymond?
I will continue to treat them well, as I always have.
However, under the laws you insist on following, they will become slaves again the moment they leave the kingdom for Saint-Domingue.
Certainly not, Monsieur de Robespierre. What kind of a man would I be if what I have heard had not opened my eyes? The planters of Massiac have been proven to be nothing but avaricious murderers. I thought I was dealing with opposition, but now I discover them to be vile enemies, from whom it would be vain to expect any compromise. From this day on, I will fight against their interests with all my strength, and will not lay down my arms until the last slave in the Empire has been freed.
Rest assured, then, that the people will fight by your side, Monsieur Raymond.
That's the spirit, my friends. Vive l'égalité.
Everybody just stomps around for a second. Alright. Am I still questioning? No. I'm finally... No? Still questioning the people at the convent. Alright, well.
Monsieur Raymond,
Go on, Aegis.
I found a cane inscribed with the name Franciscus Antonius. Does that mean anything to you? Monseigneur,
What can I do for you, Aegis?
do the four names Franciscus Antonius mean anything to you?
The Franciscan order, perhaps?
Go on.
Franciscus Assisiensis, the founder of the order, and Antonius Patavinus, one of its most illustrious members. I'm sorry, Aegis, but that's all I can think of.
Aegis, I'd like to talk to you about my research. Do you have a few moments to spare for me?
Certainly, mon père. I am listening.
I've carefully collected the testimony of our companions here. Then I compared them with the observations made during my investigation of the man who calls himself Cagliostro. I came to quite the shocking conclusion. I believe I have discovered how the royal automats remain constantly in motion. Like clocks that never need winding. They get their energy from the souls of the dead, Aegis.
Yeah, we know that, dude.
The anima essence that permeates the purgatory described by Monseigneur de la Fare. These machines feed on the dead. The greater the massacre, the deeper the river where they slake their thirst.
Is there any way to stop the bloodshed, mon père?
The alchemist.
What have we to fear from an alchemist who died nearly 4 centuries ago?
What do I fear? Nearly 2 months ago, the king forbade anyone from setting foot inside the Église Saint-Jacques de la Boucherie, near the Hôtel de Ville. He had the priests forcibly removed. They hardly even had time to save the church's sacred relics. Since then, only our Father in Heaven knows what they've been doing there, hidden away from the people of Paris.
Oh dear. Flamel's tomb.
My thoughts exactly, Monseigneur. Legend has it that Flamel was buried with his lapis philosophorum.
What is the lapis philosophorum, mon père?
The Philosopher's Stone. Where do I begin? No one knows its true nature, or even what it might look like. All that is known is that it is said to grant untold
It is a
riches
little late
and
in the
eternal
game
life to whoever
to bring the
possesses it.
Philosopher's Stone
Its very
into this.
existence is questioned, of course. But if it's true, just imagine what sinister purpose the king and his accomplices might find for it. We must elucidate this matter at any cost.
Where is this tomb?
In the church's crypt. The priests always ensured that it remained undisturbed, despite the mystery surrounding it. But now they're no longer there to protect it. We need to know for certain.
But how? There are automats everywhere.
Aegis,
Have you met
mon
me?
père?
will you help us get to the bottom of this?
Did you not say that it was impossible to enter the church?
There is perhaps a solution. The penitent's door behind the Châtelet leads to the Quartier de l'Hôtel de Ville. It's only opened on Good Friday, but this year I had the honor and good fortune to lead the procession. Here is the key.
Franciscus Antonius. Does that mean anything to you?
Let's see. Francois Antoine. No, that doesn't mean anything to me, I'm afraid. Désolé, ma chère.
Goodbye, mon père.
Alright, who else do I have to ask about this? Spoke to him. Spoke to Lafayette. Mirabeau.
Have you found my mother?
No, not yet.
Remember, rumor has it she lives in the slums of the Marais, in the shadow of the Bastille.
I found a broken cane. It says Franciscus Antonius on it. Do you know who it belongs to?
Well, I never. Yes, I know the owner. And I'm willing to bet you're looking for a certain Francois Antoine.
That's right.
Well, you'd need to look a little further east, mademoiselle. Across the Rhine, for a start. Because this cane belongs, or belonged, to a certain Franz Anton Mesmer.
Mesmer, the prince of charlatans.
Good heavens, it's been a long time since I've heard his name.
It wasn't long after that when he disappeared.
Can you tell me more about Mesmer?
He was a mystical healer who was once popular with the upper class. I myself attended several of his sessions.
Oh boy. Let's get to the disappearance part.
The denunciation of his techniques was the start of a long descent into hell for Monsieur Mesmer. He was abandoned by his clients and resumed his research in virtual secrecy. I think he was hoping to perfect his so-called science and restore his reputation with the Academy.
A hope that led him to associate himself with that dastardly Cagliostro. God only knows what experiments they may have carried out. In any case, their collaboration did not last long. Monsieur Mesmer left the kingdom overnight to return to his mother country.
Why did he leave so quickly?
That is a mystery. But those who saw him that morning say it was as if he had the devil at his heels.
This is true. He left in such a hurry that he abandoned everything he owned. Furniture, belongings, and scientific equipment. And it seems that Cagliostro has inherited this treasure.
Is that so? Well, if what you say is true, that broken cane must have passed into the Count's hands.
Yes, it's likely.
This adventurer from who knows where is quite the mysterious character. And he has been very busy recently. I've been able to observe him from my apartments, making frequent visits to Rue Saint-Honoré, on the Tuileries side. I wonder what he was doing there.
What happened during Monsieur Mesmer's treatment sessions?
Oh, they were quite a spectacle to behold. Imagine well-born ladies afflicted with perfectly imaginary illnesses. A dimly lit room where incense has been burned to intoxicate the soul and cloud your vision. Amiable servants, half-dressed, gliding from countess to duchess to the sound of a sensual melody. And the great Mesmer, a doctor with wandering hands, presiding over the wonderful scene.
So an orgy.
You should have seen them. Those grand ladies moaning, du théâtre,
enough.
ma chère. Pure theater.
What were Monsieur
He is a proponent of a theory called he claimed
Blah,
to be
blah,
able to
blah,
channel
blah,
a
blah,
purported-
blah,
He
blah,
also
blah,
cobbled
blah.
together a whole array of mad. Unfortunately, despite all his attempts,
You mentioned
the king did not look kindly on the healer's popularity. This led him to appoint a commission from the Royal
an institution to which Monsieur we were asked to investigate his alleged powers.
The experiments that we performed allowed us to that Monsieur Mesmer's activities were a conclusion that destroyed his successful.
But there was something, Sylvain. A type,
My dear colleague, must I remind you, it was obviously a momentary failure.
perhaps. I'd like...
Okay. Alright, so we're going to do the same thing that we did last episode because I've still got a couple of them, I only have two. And you know what? We're not far away. We'll go ahead and walk this. So we're at 30 minutes right now. We'll head back and we'll see what else has popped up on the map. Let's do that. No correspondence to worry about. Okay, so next episode then we will head to La Cité and enter Flamel's crypt, and then Montmartre afterwards, assuming that that doesn't open up more side quests. So, just like always, guys, if you're having fun, like, subscribe, tell your friends. I'm going to see you soon from wherever the heck we were heading next, La Cité. So, yeah, thank you for watching, and we'll be back soon with more from Steelrising.